Before I came here in San Francisco, there was a pirate. No, it gets worse. There was a pirate threatening a tourist from Brazil with a blowtorch, right? Which, as a pirate, you really shouldn't even have, because you're supposed to be on boats, you're supposed to be around a lot of wood. You shouldn't even have a blowtorch. That's not even a useful weapon for you, right? It should have been a sword. It should have been like a flint pistol, something. That would have made sense. If he had a flint pistol and he pulled it on him, even in the streets of San Francisco, I'd be like, he's on theme. But a full-on blowtorch, how, right? And when I tell you that this man was a pirate, I don't just mean that he was dressed like a pirate. I think he was a pirate. Like, I think he didn't seem like land was treating him well, okay? And so now he has a blowtorch, right? And he's cursing out this person who apparently is this tourist from Brazil, which also, if you're a tourist, I'm not saying don't go to San Francisco, but I'm saying if you are an international tourist coming to the United States, especially for the first time, and the first thing that happens when you get here is a pirate. A pirate roll up on you with a blowtorch, which in any language is confusing, by the way. Like, you don't need to be speaking English to understand that this is a wild scenario that's happening right now, right? And so, they're over here arguing. Now, the person who really saved the day was someone that worked at a coffee shop that saw what was happening outside, right? And so then they ran up and they were sneaking up behind the pirate, right? Getting real. Yeah, and it was one of those sneak ups where I was like, ooh, if he turned around, you cooked. Like, if he turned around, because he was quick with it, but he was very smooth with all his movements. But it took him a while to like get close, right? Like he was. You know what it looked like to me? Okay, like when you go to the zoo and something went wrong, and so then one of the zookeepers is like trying to get them back in the cage. Or they trying to like let them know that kid in front of you, that's not food, but they getting close real slow. Like they're just like, okay, buddy, all right. It's because you know what it is? You can tell the level of danger somebody knows they're in as they're approaching by the hip movement. Because he wasn't just walking up like he really like was pivoting. As he was getting in, he was like, all right. Okay, all right. It feels like if you use hips only to move forward, nobody will hear you. It's like almost a universal thing when people try to sneak up, That's why you don't see, you like, that's not how your grandparents sneak up or whatever. Because if they tried it, like if your grandma tried to sneak up behind you real good and everything, you just be hearing. So she's like, I'm gonna have to lean, right? But anyway, this dude is like sneaking up behind him, getting real close, and in an instant, snatches the blowtorch and runs off, right? So now we've sort of neutralized the main threat. But the pirate was like, you think I need that blowtorch? I'm a pirate in San Francisco. On the streets in 2024, I don't need weapons. My presence alone is a threat. And so then somebody's filming the whole thing, which normally I'm like, why do people do this? Why do people film instead of help? You know what I mean? Like, why do people just from afar and then they're filming and this is another person who could have been helping that because that guy's sneaking up by himself. He's just, you know what I mean? But then, as someone who watches all the videos, I do get it. Like, I do. You want to criticize it, but if it wasn't for this guy filming, I wouldn't know this was happening. This didn't make the news. It's just regular San Francisco 5 p.m., right? So then, sneaking up, snatches the blowtorch, runs off, right? Now, as he's running off, now this was almost cinematic. You couldn't have planned this better. Because as the coffee shop worker who was running off with the blowtorch passes the camera, like right as his head passes the camera, you see that the pirate had already started punching, right? So it was just boom like that, right? Now this guy tries to roll with it, and he had good form, especially for a tourist that is being approached by a pirate. I would have just been hit. I would have just been like I don't think I would have moved. Like, this dude really rolled with the punch. Now this is when the two nudists come into the picture, right? Because there were some nudists that were there anyway. They were gonna be naked no matter what. So when the two nudists come up, they're like, this is what we do. We didn't get, because a part of you, if you don't know anything about the culture, you thinking like, oh, they see a pirate, they're like, it must be safe to get naked. They just let you do whatever you want. So they were naked anyway, right? So then one of the nudists sees what just happened, sees that this tourist has been assaulted by this pirate. So then he run up and come in with his, it was really beautiful sequence, because basically the pirate was like, bow, right? And then the nudist comes up and it's like, bow. And then when the nudist swings, okay, so the nudist hit so hard that he did lose his footing, right? So then him and the pirate both fall. And now this is the first point in time where the pirate looks like somebody in this scenario is more uncomfortable than me, right? Like because you see, okay, so the pirate punches that dude and he's clearly like having his own journey, right? But what snaps him back to reality in a moment's time is not only being hit by the nudist, but when they both fall, you can see the pirate. Okay, so the pirate his back is to the camera and you can't really hear him, but you can hear this little like, and then him and the nudist are getting up. Now, if you think, I try to put myself in the mindset of everybody involved in the video, right? Because there's a lot going on, We already got this hero who snatched the blowtorch. Now, this person, we don't know how long they've lived in San Francisco. We don't know how long they worked at the coffee shop. We don't know how long they've known this pirate, right? But the way they sprung into action, you could tell it was like, I have to do something, right? They took it upon themselves. Now, as the tourist, I've already mentioned, you being accosted by this pirate, that's weird enough to make a person freeze, right? But for a second, I want all of us to put ourselves in the mind of the pirate, all right? Because the pirate, we don't know exactly what was going through this individual's mind, but we know it was something to do with maybe this tourist, maybe he thinks this tourist stole some of his booty, maybe he thinks maybe the tourist is standing on the X that he's trying to dig right now. We don't know what's going through his mind, okay? All we know is that he feels emboldened enough and passionate enough to start swinging. And as soon as he starts swinging, he gets a right cross from out of nowhere. He doesn't know anybody else is in this situation with him except this guy. And so then he gets his right cross, so he fall, and the person that hit him also fall. And then when he looks forward, he sees a naked man. So you can see, even on the pirate, like, oh, I didn't sign up for this. This is too much. Wouldn't that be funny if the pirate was like, I'm a Christian, I don't really... But the pirate is also like getting up and everything. Now, the nudist was fast. So the nudist got up before the pirate really knew what happened, because you could tell the pirate calibrating. Like, when did he get naked? Was he always naked behind me. You could tell the pirate got other stuff on his mind. So he tried to get up, but he's also like, when did this guy? And so then the nudist gets up, and the nudist tries to get another lick in before the pirate can get up, because to be fair to everybody involved, you don't know how quick and strong this pirate is, right? Like, is this a PCP pirate, or is this a meth pirate, or is this a crack pirate? We don't know. There are categories, and we don't know which one he falls into. You got your first lucky shot on him, and that didn't knock him out, so now you're in trouble, right? So the nudist gets up quick, and when the nudist, okay, he goes to do this thing that you really only see happen in like bus fights, where the pirate's still on the ground, and he tries to do a little like bow, like he tries to do like an uppercut as he's getting up, and I think he misses. He either missed or it didn't faze the pirate at all. He probably got hit and was still like, where did this guy come from? Because also the nudists were white. And so it's on top of seeing a naked man, you just seeing shades of pink coming at you. Because you got to remember, this nudist ready to fight. So you're not in a regular fight with another dude. Like, also, by the way, I'm pretty sure if I remember the video correctly, the tourist has not left, but he has taken... He's taking the position of an audience member. He just like, man, he's crazy. And so then the pirate tries to get that extra lick in, and I think he missed and everything. And then the pirate... They have a couple more little scuffles, because you can tell that the pirate trying to like fight, but he's not trying to get too close. Which is, look, as far as a tactic, because there's a lot that people don't know about martial arts. There's a lot people don't know about self-defense. And it didn't occur to me until I saw that video that man to man, for real, like if you ever in a fight and you don't really want to fight, and you know your opponent doesn't have a gun, right? It's just man on man fisticuffs, right? It would help to get naked. I think the level to which somebody want to fight you goes down the more naked you get. You know what I mean? Like if we have like you bigger than me, if we have problems right now and you coming at me, but I'm just like that switches things up for you, because now you like, what am I gonna punch? Like, am I gonna? Because even if you win it, you don't really want to, even if you punching, you just don't really want the risk of touching balls like that. Like if you, because let's say we going head body, but then I go high and you go low, and now all of a sudden my whole knuckles get grazed. But you see, y'all groaning, but I'm right. You don't want to fight now. Next time somebody try you in the street, fellas, just start. Because dudes already take their shirt off. The problem is they not stopping. That's the problem. They not stopping the whole fight by just taking the rest off. Because the shirt is like, you're not going to be that encumbered by the shirt, right? Might as well drop the pants. Yeah. Even take the shoes off. Really confuse them, right? And so you can tell that the pirate really doesn't want to like fully get in there. And so the whole thing starts to just fall apart. And the whole time I was thinking like, wow. I was trying, once again, put myself in the mindset of everybody involved. Like we went through what the tourist must have been thinking, what the pirate must have been thinking. Even the nudist. Nudist had to have something going on in his head to be like, I have to help. This guy has a blowtorch. And even though somebody just took it from him, he's clearly trying to attack this person. He just attacked this person. I need to do something, right? I should call somebody. But you don't have any pockets. I wonder if he reached for it too. Like, we need to get the police. I guess it's me then. Then he ran in like a Superman with his balls out, right? But what I really can't shake is what must have been going on in that second nudist mind. Because both nudists, they were together, by the way. I don't want you to think in the story there was one nudist and then another nudist. They knew each other, right? Maybe they were just walking, enjoying a day, sunning. And then they see all this yelling going on. What was that? What could be happening? And then they see this guy has a blowtorch to his side. They're like, oh, I hope he doesn't intend to use it. And then, they see this guy strike, and then, first nudist just jumps in, starts swinging. Doesn't really have his footing right, doesn't really have his hands ready, but he's trying. That second nudist must have been like, damn. I think they got it. Like, I think they good, you know what I mean? I do like how, I'm not saying they waited in a way that, I don't mean this person was being courageous for stepping in, but I do understand the self-preservation that takes place where you wait to jump in till that blowtorch is gone, because I'm naked. That blowtorch might burn that tourist, but it would change my life. Yeah. No, it's wild stuff. Oh, I also want to say real quick, thank y'all so much for coming to the show. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for an amazing weekend and everything. I don't know, when y'all might have seen me for the first time or anything, or what maybe video it was. I've been posting to YouTube for like a year now, and I started it a year ago where I was just like, I was like just sharing like my thoughts on things, sharing my jokes, feelings on stuff, and I appreciate it because it really, I don't know, that was the thing that really turned everything around, and I got to, in some ways, like meet you, and now I'm getting to meet you for real, and I appreciate this opportunity because it's like, I don't know when you may have seen your first video, or if you even know who I am. You might be like, she brought me. Like, that's also very fair. I will not be offended at all, right? But I appreciate you, for real. I appreciate you taking a chance on me and coming here to have a good time and letting me talk to you and everything. I've done lots of shows that were not. I've done shows where they didn't know I was coming, right? I've done shows where they booked me to do the show, and then I show up, and they're like, oh, we also gonna play the Blackhawks game behind you. And I'm like, oh, does anybody want a show? He's like, no, it's a surprise. Don't surprise. So I've definitely done shows that were, on the rough side because people weren't there to hear what I was gonna say. And I get it. I do get it. That's why I don't take anything lightly, that I get to be here in front of you. And everything that I say, I'm not always going to be perfect, but I try to be thoughtful about what I'm saying, And I think sometimes when you bring something up, because you do comedy, people think whatever you bring up, you're making light of to trash it, or that's why sometimes people get uncomfortable when you talk about anything and you're a comic. They're like, oh, this person's going to be shitty, right? They're going to be shitty about a thing that I care about. And just because I'm talking about something doesn't mean I'm belittling it, right? Like there's a lot of stuff that I take very seriously, but I still feel like I need to talk about because conversation is important, And oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks. We'll see. It's been a scary day. You know? It has. It's like, I hope you're not finding out from me. But someone at a rally, someone, don't do that. I'm just telling you what happened. At a rally, someone shot at Trump while he was doing his rally, and I still don't know. There's so much we don't know, but some people say it was a bullet, and some people say it was glass, but either way, he got a cut over his ear, and the person that was behind him got shot, and they died. Right? And they've apparently shot the suspected gunman and everything, and it's just it's one of the wildest days in a long time, because there are days that are like checkpoints throughout American history. Like we had a birth as a country, and then you can set the checkpoints wherever you want, but there are big ones. There are big ones like the country starts, and then there's a civil war later, right? And the Civil War is a turning point for the country forever. You know what I mean? There are people that even now say we're more divided than ever, and I like to remind them that we did have a civil war. Yeah, I mean, that's then ever. Then you need to read a history book. Then ever, ever? No, not ever. You know. So you have something like the turning point that happens due to a civil war, which even now, even to this day, hundreds of years, there are people that are hundreds of years removed from the people leading up to the Civil War that were in their family, that they still have differing opinions on the Civil War, why it happened, how it went down, what should have happened, right? And then you have Lincoln's assassination. That's another turning point for the country forever, right? Because once things are put on the table with time, they're never taken off. There's always something that could happen, you know? And then you fast forward more, and we've had turning points. We've had really scary days. And people can belittle it as much as they want or whatever, but we've had times where we're like, oh, are we a country anymore? And so you see those moments like that, right? And there are people who are even now, they're afraid, right? They're afraid that there's going to be another version of the Civil War, right? Because the people that hate people so much throughout this country for whatever political affiliation for whatever they say. This is the thing about being online as well. When you go around, I go everywhere. I try to go everywhere, and I'm trying to meet people everywhere. And when I meet these people, almost all the people, and some of them are having a bad day, some of them have had a past, but most people, pretty pleasant, right? It's easy to forget that online. Because online, people have the safety to be a troll, and there's also bots. So you could go through your life and bump into people all day and have nothing but beautiful experiences. But then you get online and you post a picture of yourself because you're happy about, maybe something that you bought and you look good in. And there's all the comments under it. Why are you wearing that skirt, bitch? It's like that is happening in real life, but that is not real life. Right? The people that you meet in person are real life. The people that you meet every day, that's real life, right? So I'm not saying it's real life as in it doesn't matter. I'm specifically saying that the grace that you give in person is that's our better nature. That's what we would hopefully have all the time. It's being online that makes people monsters to you before you meet them. You look at those pinpoints, and there are people that are worried about us falling into the trap of another civil war, so much hate, right? And I personally don't think that's going to happen. I'm not just hopeful. I actually don't think that's going to happen because if I'm being honest with everyone in here, we don't have the grit. I'm not saying that there aren't people with guns. I'm not saying that people have murderous intentions for their fellow Americans. I'm saying that as a country, it's we would get tired too fast. We would. Like it would be day 8 and there'd be people in America wake up on whatever side you on being like, again? No, I'm not saying that violence is impossible, and I pray it doesn't happen. I pray even more now that it doesn't happen than I did before, but I think that it's not going to split up the way that it did. You got to remember, the country was full of colonies, and travel was difficult. So when the country split and we had our full-on civil war, it was a different time truly, right? And now you have family that lives here, you have family that lives over there, you have family who's moving. Because we're too interconnected now in a way that I think is good, in a way that actually forms a union, right? We're quilted together now. So no matter how you split us up, whether it's north and south, east and west, eventually, whatever side of the war you're on, eventually someone would be like, I just want a good taco. You know, I believe what I believe in, whatever, but I cannot have another bagel. I am stopped up. For my health, I can't do it. And we don't know anything yet. Like we really don't. Everyone's talking, right? It just happened. So everybody is talking, you know? It happened like 6 hours ago and everybody's talking, everybody's speculating. There's already the conspiracy theories, there's already like some vitriol started. There's already, we don't know, and we can't act like we know just because we feel a lot, right? Because this is the other thing. You talk about pinpoints in time, you talk about checkpoints. Civil War then leads to Lincoln's assassination. That's another checkpoint that we cannot come back from, because once things are on the table, they're on the table for the rest of time. That's why you have to be careful what you say and what you do, you know? And so then you fast forward even more. It makes me think about the assassination attempt on Reagan. Because Reagan, you know, Reagan still is one of those figures that's like either beloved or absolutely despised, right? The policies they put forward and the aftermath afterward, you know, people feel how they feel about it, right? But when you think about that person that shot Reagan, right? We were in a different time of division back then. It was still pretty, you know, relatively civil, relatively ideal by today's standards, right? But let's say we had lost our minds then and been like, oh, this is a plot, this is an inside job, this is a conspiracy. Let's say we lost our minds when Reagan got shot, and then you actually talk to the shooter, and then you find out why he did. He's like, oh, I just wanted Jodie Foster to like me. Imagine that, though. Imagine if we had lost our minds. Imagine if we had had some sort of civil war, some sort of backlash, some sort of retribution over here, all for somebody who's like, did Jodie Foster see it, or just trying to find out what Jodie doing? That's my thing. That's my sincere hope, right? I'm hopeful, and I hope you know that I pray for all of you. I pray for all of us, like I do. And even if you don't subscribe to it, whatever metaphysical subscription you hold, right? You know, Because at the end of the day, we really are all Americans. I know it doesn't feel that way, but every one of us, just by the reaction that y'all had when I told you that somebody died, you know that we all still have our humanity. We don't want to see anything bad actually happen to anybody. Because you don't know that person. You don't know anything about the person that died today. But you know that they were an American. And you know they were a human being, right? And so I think that what I've decided when it happened, and I can only speak for me, I'm not going to tell you what to do. No matter anyone listening to me, you can do what you want. But when I saw it happen, I decided in that moment that this right here is where I'm going to plant my feet, right? I'm not going to let this make me radical one way or the other. I'm not going to lose my mind because we don't know. And two, the humanity we show to each other just in passing, that's really important. And honestly, all this is going to be funny again in a minute. I haven't forgotten, like I didn't forget. Like I wasn't like, let me get him with the yuck yucks, now lock the door. Like I just hope, like my sincere hope is that this can be the thing that like scares us straight. You know what I mean? Like this can be the thing. It's like, oh, actually, you know what? I don't actually want any violence. I don't want anything bad to happen. You know what I mean? Because they're snowballs, right? So I just, you know, I think about that, and I think about, if you're not familiar with the show Scared Straight, basically what they do is they take kids, right? Then kids who are pretty bad, right? They're like bad kids, and then and the kids are very hard to root for, because by the beginning of the episode, they're always like, I punched my grandma in her face, right? And then they take them to jail, and they spend a weekend at jail, because it really just takes a weekend. They spend a weekend at jail with the inmates, and then they try to do what they do at home with the inmates. Like, I punched my grandma in the face, and then one of the inmates is like, kiss me. And it's just, it changes, right? It changes the vibe. And I'm not saying it works for every kid, by the way. I'm not saying that this is a foolproof thing. We can talk about child psychology however you want, but I'm saying for the kids that it does work for, it was actually something bad happening that woke them up, right? It wasn't just me coming to my senses one day. It was like, this is rock bottom. You know? You don't just wait for rock bottom. You don't just try to fall until you find it. You can decide it for yourself. This feels like granite. I think I'll stop here, right? But I also know that, like, sometimes if you don't say anything, if the thing goes unsaid, people think it goes unthought, right? And if you don't reach out to people don't know you care about them. I care truly. And people are going to feel the way they feel about me or feel about me talking about this, but I care about every single American in a serious way. We're a country, and we're a country of people that are different. We're a family of people that sometimes hate each other. That's what family does most of the time. I went and got a dentist through unconventional means. Basically, my dentist was handing out coupons. You know the little door knocker coupons that they put on the doorknob? Okay, so my dentist had been putting those on the doors in my neighborhood, and so I came home one day and I grabbed it and came inside. It was that and 2 pizza coupons, and I was reading it. I really don't even remember what the deals were, but this is when everybody was trying to make everything a coupon, like in 2013, 14, when everybody was like, Groupon was big and all this stuff like that. Like, I don't remember what the deals were, but it was like 2 teeth get 1 free. Whatever it was, I don't remember. All I remember is there was a teeth cleaning on there, and so I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go get my teeth cleaned at my new dentist, because if this dentist has coupons, this is the dentist for me. I have no money. And I didn't have like dental or anything, so I was like, I need any break I can get. Now, I went there, and the dental assistant was very professional. She was very good, you know? And that's my thing, is that any professional of any type, you want them to be confident in their competence, right? Like you want, that's why you lean on them, because they look like they know what they're doing, and they have the confidence in somebody that knows what they're doing, so you just leave it to them, right? If there's any point where you have to question that, it ruins the whole like I've been on the bus before where the bus driver looked lost. And I'm sitting, I'm like, why is he checking his phone? Like, but I'm in this dentist office. The dental assistant is amazing, and she's, you know, very quick, and she's asking me the questions. They even do the x-ray of my teeth where they put the thing in their mouth. They're like, doo, 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 doo. That's your teeth, right? Like, she did all that stuff. And then my dentist comes in. And my dentist, my new dentist, walks in, and he is very clearly missing a tooth. And it's not like a wide smile, back of the mouth chewing tooth. This is one of the stars of the show. This is one of the teeth that when you smile goes like, ba-da, like it's. And so he missed, I don't know how to describe this, but he misses the tooth hard. Like he might as well be missing two teeth the way he missing this tooth, because it's not a center tooth, but it's one of those teeth where because it's missing, I don't know how big it should be, so it feel like he missing the whole front row. Like it's very distracting, right? And so then he come in, and I don't know if it was recent that he lost his tooth or something, but the space in relation to his tongue is causing some slippage, and it's making him lisp, right? And so he walks in, and he's like, "Hi, how are you? Have a seat." Because I stood up to shake his hand and everything. He's like, "Yeah, have a seat." And I'm like, and then this dude is like, so he's sitting next to me, right? And he's talking, and he's asking me all the questions, and then so he goes, "How much do you floss?" And this, so I was getting upset in the chair because, you know, he's asking me, "How much do you floss?" And I'm like, "Oh, I floss every day." He's like, "Are you sore?" And I'm like, I got so upset. I didn't say this out loud. I said it in my head, but I was like, okay, but which one of us is missing? You know what I mean? Like, how dare you question what I'm doing over here when I'm working with a full set? You know what I mean? Like that. That's why. Are you sore? Like, I was like, that's unacceptable. Because he was getting snippy with it, which I didn't like. That's attitude, right? And so then I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. And then I don't like how he's going about it, because you know how the dentist, well, sometimes the dental assistant will do it, but sometimes the dentist specifically will go through with the floss again and go over the dental assistant's work if they didn't feel like they did it right. And then he was grabbing all the tools, you know, like the little sharp, little poking, the tools of the devil, right? He was grabbing all of them, and he was in my mouth and everything. And I don't know how to describe this, but I don't like he being rough with my mouth. You know what I mean? And he being rough in a way that's like, you know, like when you driving and somebody got a beat up car, so they driving reckless because they don't care. They don't care anymore what happens to their car. So they might as well bust up your car because their car's already doomed, right? And you'll see it'll be like a busted tail light and just no bumper at all. And they taking some real risks without turning lights on, right? They won't have that blinker on at all. They just be picking whatever lane they want because they're like, hit me, I dare you, right? Hit me. You might knock something back right. You'll be doing me a favor. Go ahead and hit me, okay? And so that's how he's being in my mouth because he's really like going hard. And then he gets to the tooth on me that he missing and he really give it up. And I'm like, that's not okay, you know? Just because it's over for you doesn't mean like I still have a future, you know what I mean? Like, how dare you do that? And so then, you know, I don't know if it's because I'm young and I'm just like not really thinking or because I'm awkward in a lot of social situations anyway. But finally, I was just like, so what happened?
What just happened?
And then this man had the nerve to go, what, this? What else could I mean, sir? No, there's something on your lip. No. He's like, oh, this? I was like, yeah. And then he takes the tools out, you know, the little hose that they have in your mouth, and just sucking up all. Puts that to the side, puts the tools down, puts his hands on his knees, and goes. Got sullen. Right? I felt bad for asking. He got really quiet and sullen. He was like, I hoped you wouldn't notice. Sir, you came in here teeth first. Smiling in my face, and you thought I wouldn't notice one of the main teeth.
Rude.
I can't stress this enough. Like, it was one of the teeth that if he committed a crime, that would be how they got him. Like, that's... Do you know what I mean? Like if he stole something tonight, they'd be like, it was this one that was... You know what I mean? Didn't even have a gold tooth in there. Didn't even have something to be like, oh, I'm a different type of dentist, right? It didn't. Just avoid. And it was big enough I could see through, like I could see his throat. Like it was... And he got sullen and he was like, it's actually recent. I was out with some friends. And this is my thing. Okay, like I know he telling me the story because it wasn't even my business, so he didn't have to tell me anything. So I know he's doing me a favor by telling me the story, but I swear to you, this man hit every S possible in this story. He didn't avoid any of them. I was like, what are you doing right now? Bro, every single S? That's crazy. So he's like, so I was at Buffalo Wild Wings. I was out with some friends, and we were watching the sports on the little sports center they have with all the TVs and everything. There was one of my friends that I hadn't seen in a very long time from college. It was very serendipitous, and I was like, don't do that. You didn't need that one at all. That was... You could have said fortunate. That... And so then, you know, we're sitting there, and you know, I was having a good old time. I was sucking the sauce off my fingers and everything. And then there were some guys a few booths away that I would start jawing at one of my friends. I guess they knew him from his past or something. And so then they would start talking, you know, over at us. And so then, you know, we went over there and, you know, they were out here talking shit. And It's like truly some most Chicago shit I've ever heard in my life because he's like out here talking shit, and then I went ahead and I popped one in their mouth, and then he popped me right back, and I swallowed, so that's why I'm missing the tooth, and I heard that and I was like, oh, is that all? Okay, go ahead. Go back to work. Yeah. You a good dentist. You just not a good fighter. I get you. Okay. Yeah. Maybe next time, let them talk, Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm good. The bird is back, and it's just gonna do this now. Every time I take that train, the bird is there.
The same pigeon from the last episode?
So here's the thing. I feel like it would be crazy for me to just say unequivocally that this is the same pigeon. I don't know that. All I know is that
it's more fun.
It does look the same, and it exhibits the same behavior, and I record it each time like it's the same one. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm slowly becoming this bird man because no one else seems to notice or care. And I'm like, guys, this is the. Can I tell you? Okay, so yesterday I was like, guys, this is the same pigeon from yesterday. And then the person that I was talking to was like, I don't know you.
You just said it to somebody?
I just said it to somebody like, man, this is the same picture from yesterday. And he was like, yeah, I don't know you. Or I don't have any connection to this.
I love that he just started with that. Just, I don't know you.
I don't know you.
I wasn't there yesterday.
Yeah. Which is fair. It wasn't until he even said I don't know you that I realized I was talking to a stranger. Because you know how sometimes you just take the same commute with like a handful of people? You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I get that.
Like I had seen him before.
Right.
And so I thought we could connect. I thought I could both like show my excitement and make a new friend off the fact that this is the same pigeon.
Right.
And he was like, I don't know you.
I don't know you.
And I was like,
sir.
That's very fair. I know we've taken the train kind of together several times, but we have never spoken to each other.
Well, sorry.
And me opening up with this is the same pigeon is not how you start a friendship.
No, especially then your follow-up is be like, oh, sorry, well, I see you taking this route all the time.
Also, my name is Josh. Just
that's
for
a good
when you
start.
Tell the police.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I want you to go ahead and take a good mental picture right now for the description. I'll back up. There you go. Get a good look.
Get a good look. I'll turn around real quick so you can give a full description of what I'm wearing.
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So my days have been seeing that pigeon again and again. Also going to the Met. I went to the Met yesterday.
Oh,
and that was really cool. But it did remind me that I had been to the Met. I thought I had never been, and then I got to a couple of rooms and I was like, oh no.
See, what's great too is I know you've been to the Met.
Yeah.
Because last year when Jess and I went, you and Sally talked about when you guys had gone to the Met.
Yeah.
So I know you've been there. You could have texted me.
But I didn't even think, okay, here's the thing. So when I went to the Met the first time, I was just like a kid in a candy store full of art. Like I didn't even have a plan.
I was licking everything.
I was just licking everything. I was touching all of it. I was asked to leave several times, had to sneak back in. So basically, as I'm walking around, the first time I remember much better now, I was just enjoying being there and how big this place is. It's ridiculously huge. And so It is. It's like every
I know.
every
I
time
was
you
having a
turn
thought
a
of
corner, there's a huge. You're in a different huge building.
And that is true, and it's kind of an easy place to get lost in too. But I just like the idea of you in the Met, which has one of the like best art collections in the country, and just you being like, "This room is so big,"
Yeah.
like spinning in a circle.
No, it was
I've never seen a building so big. How? You
It's
were just outside.
amazing. And so
It's an amazing place.
it wasn't until I got to some of the medieval, like Byzantine art, that I was like, wait, I've seen like, and it's because they keep the structure the same. So even if the art is
Right.
changing, they like there's that huge gate, that huge gate.
Yeah.
So that I was like, wait, I've seen that exact thing before. And then I turned into a room full
Yeah.
of art I had seen before, and I was like, wait, oh no, I've been here.
Yeah.
And luckily though, the first 2 hours that I was there, even though I had been there before, I saw a bunch of art I had never seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a massive place.
Yeah.
They have so much stuff in there, because me and Jess, when we went last year, that was our big thing, is that it wasn't until because they were closing down, we were there like until like 5, and we went to their gift shop quick, and then we started seeing like the prints and stuff or whatever they have there, because usually it's like museums, here's what we have here, and they kind of sell merch based on it. It wasn't until we were going through that we realized, like, oh fuck, they have that here, and we didn't get to any of it because we spent like a full hour just in the Egyptian section, because they have like old pieces of tombs and pyramids, which is fascinating. Mm-hmm. But we realized we got stuck in all that like old historical stuff. I mean, it's all historical, but like that really, really old, like actual structural stuff. We did that for so long, and then this time we made a goal. We're like, we are going to get to the paintings. We didn't see any of the Van Goghs. We missed. It's like the most famous thing they have there, and we missed all of it. We didn't even realize. So this time we went back. We stayed focused, and we got to that stuff, and we were literally like a hallway away from all the shit we wanted to see.
That's
we just
funny.
didn't go. We didn't go 3 extra feet.
Yeah.
To get to it.
While I was there, and this is what's weird. Clearly, even though a lot of this stuff is priceless, clearly there's a level of care for some pieces more than others, because some
Yeah.
pieces have an alarm and some of them do not. And so there was a kid who straight up this kid straight up licked the statue of the Three Graces. Just imagine you're sitting there appreciating, like, ancient art, like the fact that there's someone who has carved into marble something that has stood the test of time, and you look down and there's just a third grader just running his tongue.
Well, yeah. Remember when we were at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, and we just saw that kid who was like ready to climb into an ancient fountain.
Yeah.
He was like standing on part of it and just touching it. And his mom's level of alarm was nothing. She just went, Jeffrey, don't.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, he's climbing history. Grab him.
Yeah. Yeah. His oily fingers are going to desecrate this
Yeah.
ancient piece of art.
Can I talk quick about the other thing I saw at the Philadelphia Museum of Art? Or rather heard. You remember this.
I don't, but yeah.
When we were there, I went into this little side room where like it went to like one of those kind of like recreation rooms. This is what this, whatever would have looked like. And I walk in and there's a security guard in there.
Oh,
and I see him
yeah.
he's off to the side with his phone. And I just walk into the room and he's clearly doing speech to text. Because he starts it. And he goes, the dishes, and then he hears me behind him and he stops. But then continues, just goes, the dishes better be cleaned and put away when I get home. And he was clearly sending a threatening text to a family member.
Yeah.
But I love the thinking about not finishing saying it. But then he went ahead, because I was in there. I was right behind him.
The
and then
only reason he
decided
didn't
to finish the
curse
threat
was because you were there.
That's probably the gap was probably
Yeah. Because
The
when
effing.
because then later when I lost you,
I found him. So then you were like gone. You were like, because every major cities of art museum is
Yeah.
usually just huge. So like the Art Institute
Yes.
in Chicago is huge. Philadelphia Museum of Art, the Virginia Fine Arts Museum, all like take days to get through. Like, and that's only if
Yeah.
you're trying
Yeah.
to just look, much less read what the artist was
Yeah.
doing when they made the piece. So I lose you almost immediately. like
You were just really enjoying looking at the swords, and I was ready to move on.
yeah. So I was like chilling, looking at swords. I was chilling, looking at like all the stuff. Anyway, I lose you at one point, and there's a room just like the room that you were in. This is a different area, though, I think, that you were in than versus the one I was in, where they've taken pieces that were essentially like the living quarters of that period. And so
Right. Yeah.
this guy, once again, is tucked away. I guess he just thinks no one looks in this room because you can only take 2 steps into the room and look around. You can't actually
Right, because
walk
then
in
it's
the
just a
room.
barrier, and then you're just looking at the still life, I guess, or whatever.
But then he's tucked into the side. And so then when I don't even fully hear what he said. I have like many inferences to what he may have been saying because it sounded like when I heard him, he had once again speech to text phone close to his mouth, and he was like, "Don't make me break my foot off." And like, it was like the same like through the teeth thing that I imagine you heard, but it
Oh,
was
he
even
absolutely
more
was through the
mumbly.
teeth.
So it wasn't like the dishes, whatever. It was like just one just amoeba of a threat, just like don't make me take the back of your leg, and like it was just.
Just this
chaos.
poor security guard. He just wants to find a quiet corner to threaten his family.
Yeah.
That's all he wants to do.
Yeah.
And he was in stark contrast to the first security guard we ran into. Remember, who was telling us about like the ancient railing, which could absolutely be a lie.
It could be. I also think this is what I think. I think that guy was told that by a different security guard years ago, and he's
That's a good
repeated it
guess.
ever since because it is an interesting fact, and I think it could be true mainly because they are tucked away in a way that people just don't look at them.
Yeah. So there's this one room where then there's this there's like a walkway up there or something. Looks like a staff only area.
Yeah.
And there's this one section of like stone railing, and he's like, that is. I think he said that's the oldest piece of art. Or no, it's one of the oldest pieces actually in the museum.
Yeah.
Because it was taken over from some sort of, I don't know, cathedral or something.
Yeah, they took it
and
from
then-
a temple.
Yeah, and then just put it there, but no one has labeled it. And it does look kind of out of place. You're like, maybe, but also, I don't know. And he just tells this story of like, you're not supposed to say this, but it's like, oh, that costs like $7 million or some shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know if anyone would really, I don't think that really translates. You might be going off of other artifacts from that era or something could be worth that. I don't think just a railing that has been built into a museum now would go for $7 million.
And before we completely drop this topic, just in case it's not resonating with the audience, before we leave it behind,
It's an episode on culture, okay? I don't think we're in the wrong here. Come on.
there were like 6 pillars, and he said that each one of them costs like $2 million.
Oh, that's right. He was even more specific.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because it was the pillars,
Yeah,
right?
it was the
wasn't
pillars.
It wasn't the balcony. That's
No,
right,
no.
because there was like the balcony. Yeah, so there's 4 pillars. Yeah, and each of them were like $2 million.
Yeah, and then
Allegedly.
So I bring up this whole thing because I'm even going to the Whitney on Friday.
Oh, cool.
Trying to like really get that culture vibe in. You know what I'm talking about? Get that, all that good reading juices, all that stuff that come out museums, all that like
See, now this I like. Let's keep talking about art, but let's do it that way.
all that rich, sophisticated feeling you get in your brains.
Yeah. Yeah. Fancy ass pillars.
So basically, when there's a museum of I think it's contemporary. I'm trying to remember what it is. There's just this museum. I'll look it up right now. This is from my hometown as well, where it's like very small.
Oh, from your whole town. Okay.
Give me a second.
There was also a museum we went to in Philadelphia. While he's looking that up, in Philadelphia, that was very nice. What was it? The what institute? I can't remember the guy's name. The Barnes Foundation.
Mm-hmm. Barnes Foundation.
The Barnes Foundation, which was great, had a great collection. That one was frustrating that nothing was labeled.
Yeah, because that was just a guy's house.
It was his private collection. So it was set up how it was always set up. Very cool museum, very worth going to. But they have this thing where you can scan the art to find out things about it, which we didn't really get to do because by the time I got there, Josh's phone was about dead, and it was draining mine quickly. And we were gonna have to Uber to a show that night, so we couldn't really really get some good learning in. But we looked at everything. We looked the hell out of it.
This does bother me that. So my hometown's museum is the Alexandria Museum of Art, and their website this is chaos. Their website is themuseum.org.
Whoa, they got it early, huh?
They got it so early. And I can't imagine it's full of
the museum.
I can't imagine it's full of stuff.
God, it'd be great if you went there and it was like a still under construction, like clip art from like 2001.
Because let's see. I mean, there can't be much in here because the price for adults is $5, which is accessible. I appreciate that, but
that's good. Hell, with the art museum I think we have in our town, I think is free. I think it's a give what you want situation.
Anyway, so what we have. Why is the font like this? I don't know. Anyway,
I can't see what you're looking at.
I was trying to navigate what's there right now to see if this was a piece that's always been there. Anyway, there's a story that I heard about a kid on a field trip from a middle school that tripped, and this happens in some museums. Like I'll tell you about the other one in a minute. But he apparently tripped, and his head went like into a painting. So he fully tore it with his forehead. And that's where you're really glad you aren't in the most cultured of cities, because if that had happened in Philly, it'd be your family paying that off for the rest of all of your lives.
Yeah, you all work there now.
That it was in Alexandria means that like y'all owe us.
Someone's got a copy.
Yeah. Y'all owe us one more printout.
Well, didn't your mom almost destroy a Picasso? I know we talked about it on the show, but wasn't that what it almost was?
Yeah, But that one was on like an easel in a gallery for sale. It's like, why is this not protected? This is
Yeah. And even a Picasso too that's more contemporary, that's not going to be the same as like a Da Vinci.
Yeah.
Those are different levels.
And then
of your life being ruined.
Did you see the kid? I can't remember where this happened, but there was a kid who tripped. First of all, he already had a soda in his hand, so it's like already whoever's supposed to be watching him needs to be
in a museum.
jail.
You're not allowed to go near the art with drinks. I didn't think
so. He already has a soda in one hand, and then he slips like off of nothing, like slips in the way that only a 14-year-old's legs can slip. You know, like when you're like a teenager, your early teens, and your body is just dumb. Mm-hmm. Like it's just so stupid. Like somehow it can't figure out gravity. It made me mad.
For me, it wasn't quite when I was a teenager. It was a little younger than that.
I don't know. But this kid was like 13, 14. That's why I say it. But basically, he slips, not even walking. This is what's so crazy. Like you'll just see teenagers sometimes, especially when I did community theater, like lighting for community theater. And so you have to be around the kids who are in the program, who have parts in the play. And some of them will just fall from standing up.
Oh yeah, no, my nephew is 12, and his ass will just fall right over.
Yeah, so this kid slips and goes to catch himself against the wall. Against that wall is a painting that he puts his hand through.
Oh, good.
I think if
and then throws the soda and it gets everything else in the room.
yeah, I mean, well, the soda actually didn't leave his hand. The soda was the thing he was most responsible
See,
with.
and
It was his own limbs that were the
I
problem.
thought for sure the soda was going to be the problem, but he had control of the soda.
Let me see. Kid destroys painting. 1.5 million.
Oh no! What did he destroy?
Let's see what it is.
Was this in Alexandria, or where did you say this was?
I didn't say where this one was. I think this was in Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but it was a flower oil on canvas that was 350 years old.
Jeez. Huh.
Like, if I worked at a museum and I saw a clumsy kid coming, I would just be like, we're going to give you the virtual tour. like
Yeah.
honestly, if you're going to walk into a museum, or like if you're going to be, you should have to do a straight
I'm gonna
line.
hold you. I'm going to hold you in control.
Yeah.
I'll point you at stuff, but from now you don't get to use motor functions in this room. But since we're talking about destroyed art, can we just take a quick second to remember how glorious it was when that lady fucked up that painting of Jesus? Yeah, see, it wasn't just. It's delightful to remember.
So for those that don't know, that was a restorer, right?
She
Yeah,
was
okay.
supposed to be restored.
So for those that don't know, when you are going to a museum, especially if it's a museum with like truly priceless works from like antiquity, you
Right.
will usually see some restoration. And if you've got a real eye for it, you can pick out what's been restored and what hasn't. Most things from like BC should be very faded. If they're not faded, then there's been
Right.
some heavy restoration in them. And there's even some, like, you know, not to put them on blast or anything, because I really enjoyed it and I'm gonna go back, so I'm just gonna keep going back to the Met as often as I can until I know my way around and can finish, like, feel like
Yeah.
I've finished looking at certain exhibits. But in the Greek, so you were on the Egyptian side. On the other side of the museum on the first floor is the Greek and Roman sections. And in those sections, there are a couple of Greek pots that look like downright cartoonish in the way they've been restored. Like, some of them look good, and some of them they've traced well, but you can tell where it was just so faded that they couldn't trace, that they just made up a face.
Yeah.
Because there was one that, okay, so, and this will only work if you see the video of the podcast, which is on YouTube, by the way.
Hey.
So there was one of them where it's a pot that has aspects of the Trojan War in it. So you see Ajax, you see Achilles, you see all these people. And then there's a random person, which maybe this person had no historical significance or no significance to the Iliad. So maybe it was just supposed to be an extra soldier. But it's like Achilles looking fierce. It's Ajax looking like inquisitive. It's like, you know, I don't know if they were in battle with Hector or not. But then there's just this one character off to the side that's getting stabbed. And the face they're making is just like, like the eyes are like too wide. The eyes are like,
Yeah.
oh no! It was insanely cartoonish, and the ink looked wet, like it looked like they just did that.
Hey, do you have that restoration done? We're about to open.
Yeah,
Ah!
yeah. No,
Yeah.
it was too much.
Yeah, because like most restoration is like, you know, cleaning and stuff, kind of trying to just spruce it up. But
That Jesus
that Jesus painting, she's like, let me just freehand it. let me go ahead and just.
Wait. Let me find it, and then put it in the show notes. We need to put like a link to it in the show
absolutely.
notes so people can.
Maybe I'll make it like on Spotify. It shows the different like episode pictures. I can just make it the.
Can I tell you that when you type in Jesus, we're talking top 8 results is painting restoration.
It was beautiful.
Okay, all right. So
That's a piece of art that I want to buy. Like, that's an interesting thing. Like, I'm not really a religious arts guy, but I would hang that on my wall in a second.
okay, I love how one of the first results in it when you look it up on YouTube is bungled bungled restoration attempt destroys painting. And it's just, I'm assuming either someone who's upset or the restorer next to the painting like being interviewed. But just so you know, so you can follow along if you've clicked in the show notes or in the description of the YouTube
clicked
video.
What?
No,
a video?
A link.
Oh, I was just gonna put a picture of it somewhere. Okay, you have to send me this link then.
Yeah, but if you, this is all neither here nor there, but basically for them to see it, they'd have to click something in the bio of the episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're saying the same thing.
No, I didn't know you were sending to a link to a video. I was just gonna post the picture.
Oh yeah, I'm not sending a link to a video. I'm just saying early in the results on Google is when you go to Google Images, there's a video that's just like bungled restoration attempt.
Yeah. It's funny too that they then just showed the world. I don't know. At that point, if she would have showed up with that restoration, I'd been like, oh, oops, looks like we lost this one.
Okay. So
there's been a heist.
For people looking at it right now, and for those of you who are yet to look at it, the initial one, you can tell it needs some restoration because there are whole pieces of the paint that have chipped off, and there's a lot of white in the overall painting that is just like indicative of aging.
But now this is the original picture, not the messed up one.
This is the original picture.
The original picture.
The original
where it
picture
looks like the subject it's supposed to look.
And Jesus's head is tilted. You see the crown of thorns on his head, and it does look a little bit, whether from aging or from the original painting, it does look a bit like Jesus has been punched in the eye. All right, like that is he's really giving his good side hard.
Right.
And it's a bit thick. It's a bit fat.
He's trying to look his best, but he's wearing the crown of thorns means he's having a no good, very bad day. Jesus Christ, no good, very bad day.
This is not the day to get a selfie, you know, like this is
but he's trying to give
busy.
his good side.
All right,
he's turning the other cheek because that's the one they have not punched yet, so he's trying to just get a good picture of it.
The restoration can only be described to me as Elmo in blackface. But the blackface is actually pretty tan. Like, it's just like this looks. This is.
I gotta bring it up now.
The art is so bad that it looks a little racist. Like,
yeah, it's got a Muppet vibe to it. There's a definite Muppet. I love. The story's like, what, 5 years old?
Yeah.
It just popped back in my head. It's so delightful.
Because also,
2014?
They fully smeared the mouth. So the mouth is so smeared now that it looks like Jesus doesn't have a mouth. They moved the beard to way under the chin. So the beard that Jesus did have is no longer in the right place. And the nose has been reconstructed to give like a what is it? Wallace and Gromit.
Reconstruct is a very nice word for what they've done here.
His
eyes are black too. Look at his eyes.
And also,
and they made like the pupils white.
Whoever did this is an atheist. Like, who?
I was gonna say they're either drunk or were trying to make a statement.
Yeah,
or both.
The only way this could be more disrespectful is if they wrote on the actual painting, "Is this your king?" Like,
you know, maybe it's trying to put you in the moment. It's trying to actually take you back then. because like, you know, they didn't have glasses back then. So this painting is from the point of view of someone who can't see shit, and Jesus was right there, and they didn't know it. Not a lot of people do, you know, perspective. We don't think about that a lot in religious art, you know?
Like, this person botched this painting and then went on to be and when I say mild, I mean the low side of mild. Like, if we're talking to Taco Bell sauces levels of success, the extra mild, right?
Right. And I'm sending you a picture right now where just someone did a goof where it was restored to look like It's Pat from SNL. It just made me laugh.
That is funny.
That's pretty good, right? I know these are all visual bits, but
Wow.
that one entertained me. Well, I think that's the culture segment.
We should actually call this episode, like, in parentheses or in brackets, the episode should say visual companion. And then just have a link to everything we've talked about so people don't get lost.
Yeah. No, I'll make a little, we'll have some things for people to look at. But yeah, no, this is the JJS audio tour is what this is.
All right. One more.
I would love to do that. I would love for us to record a tour for a museum. That's an episode maybe we should do.
Just an episode. Man, this dude look like Gandalf.
Yeah. Because Josh and I would say we do a 50-50 every time we go to a museum is us really discussing art we like and techniques we like, and then the other half is us just roasting the hell out of art and how people look in art.
Okay, wait. I'm sending this to you right now, and we'll just add this one to the list. This is another botched restoration. It's the botched Virgin Mary painting.
I did see that one right underneath.
If just to describe it for those of you,
she looks like a thumb with eyes.
Yeah. They gave her the full like Ermagerd.
Ermagerd the Virgin Mary. Like, I don't like. You can't get work again if you do that, right?
Let me tell you, I can't draw. All right. But I at least have the integrity to not take a job where it is my duty to redraw a master.
Yeah. Because it looks like they asked me. It looks like they asked me, hey, can you restore this picture of Jesus? And we need it done today. That's what you're going to get.
Also, I'm very sorry. We don't have any more oil. You're going to have to use crayons.
Yeah. And they're pretty filed down already. So good luck.
Yeah. Can I tell you? Ooh.
Someone send us some art that will restore.
So when I tell me if you experienced anything like this. I'm trying to remember where this was, but when I was little, there was a kid who had the full box set of is it 128? I think it's 128 crayons with different colors with a pencil sharpener in the back. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
We had one of those, yeah.
This kid was styling on everybody early in the year.
Yeah.
And by like the spring, maybe right before summer started, he had whittled down every crayon more than I can even, like, I honestly.
Every crayon?
Dude, every crayon. Because I think what he was doing was he just did not like any, this was his flex. Every time he popped that box of crayons open, they were all sharp. They were all like fully, like pinpoint sharp, ready to go.
Gotcha.
Fine point crayon coloring. Okay. And to his credit, he was actually like a pretty good at drawing. Like I remember I remember looking at his drawings and being like, "Oh yeah, I can't do that." Like,
I was gonna say if all of his crayons are filed down and then he's shit at drawing, then you've got like he's eating those.
yeah.
He's sucking on those crayons.
And so
That's why they're so low.
And so then this kid, this is wild. Okay. So then this kid has filed them down so much that they can't really, like, he lost one in the sharpener because it got too short to sharpen. So then he was just turning it with his thumb to try to like turn it and sharpen it, but then it just got stuck. There's no way to get it out
Okay.
now.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if then like just cut his finger open or something.
No, they made it so you
Okay.
couldn't do that.
Listen, this is a Josh Johnson story. I'm not sure where the turn's coming, but I get ready.
And so this kid had got to the point where all of his crayons, he finally had to take the paper off of each crayon because it was like they're whittled
Yep.
down that much. And he, by the end of that box of crayons, he just had a box of beads. Like he was literally rolling the crayon against the paper to get the color off and to color. And I had never, like, this kid was such a genius to me. It had never occurred to me that could even happen.
Yeah.
Like he was like fully just dragging the little beads of crayon across the paper, and then was
Yeah.
like doing low key like 6-year-old masterpieces. Like,
That sounds like he got the most out of that pack more than anyone else.
yeah,
Because he had all those crayons and that sharpener. And listen, all of us who had it, usually it's like, it's cool to bust out, and then you lose crayons, and then, yeah, you get something stuck in the sharpener, and then you just kind of have like a loose pencil case of crayons because you're done with the box. This kid, though, sounds like he took care of that box, really used these crayons,
yeah.
and used them well.
Do you remember the like, what was it? What was the company that made the really hardcore like number 2 pencil colored pencils?
I mean, I think there's a bunch of them, but
It
I'm
may
not
have
sure.
still been Crayola. I have no idea. But basically,
They make some, number 2 pencils.
there was a kid who went to steal another kid's colored pencils. And this was like, obviously we're talking like playground rules. This is a no-go, right? This is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
off jump. All right. You're getting
Yeah.
touched up if you touch my colored pencils, much
Yeah.
less try to steal the whole pack.
You can ask, can I borrow that color pencil? But you have to be prepared for the answer to be no.
Yeah.
I need that one.
And so this kid swiped all the colored pencils off this kid's desk and started running, right?
Damn. That's like, in middle school terms, that's like having sex with someone's wife. You've created a situation here.
And so then, kid takes off after the other kid, and we're already not the most coordinated because we're all young. But in a sometimes something happens where it pulls almost like a divine instinct out of you that you didn't know you had. And this kid, because he can't catch up to the kid that stole his colored pencils, he gets just close enough to him that he makes a big bet, and he just fully swipes one leg. Like, just like catches up to him enough to trip
Ooh.
him. Swipes
Yeah.
one leg. The kid who's got like the colored pencils, I'm trying to remember how he was holding them, had the colored pencils. Like, either, I can't remember if they were against his chest or all in his hands, but either way, he's holding them kind of like this, and he trips and lands on all
like this,
of them.
he means has them like in his hands over his chest
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
listeners. Falls on them and double staked his chest.
Completely just like really impales a couple pencils.
See, I knew someone was going to get impaled soon. That's why I felt it with the crayon story. I felt it coming. I felt the chaos building.
And then he rolled over. So he lands and he's like, oh, just from landing, right? He's like, you ever, remember when you were a kid and you get so hurt you didn't cry? You were like, I need to breathe through this situation. Like, you don't even.
Yeah. You were stunned that feeling existed.
Yeah. And so this kid rolls over and we just see a bunch of colored pencils like in him, right?
Oh God.
And not like deep, like he's not gonna die or anything, but just like really they stuck. They were sharp. And so then
made me tighten up a little
he
bit.
rolls over, and the kid who was chasing him turns around and was like, you could keep him. Just
and the kid laying on the ground is like, I won, and puts his hands up, but all the pencils are still sticking out of his chest.
nobody wants
no.
your blood orange, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. All of these, the color is blood. Now.
Yeah.
It's not green anymore. That's blood.
Yeah.
You've made this pack all one color now.
Oh man. Just to keep
Our very classy episode going.
No, I'm not gonna tell that one. I'm gonna wait.
Oh, okay. No, come on. What do you
right.
wait for what?
Okay.
What are you saving them for?
Just basically, did you ever see that video got passed around back in the day in like 2007 where this guy was like bugging his friend and his friend finally gets up. They're in a college dorm and his friend gets up and then throws some scissors at him.
I don't know if I've seen this
Oh,
one.
okay. Well, he throws the scissors at him. And a lot of people thought the video was fake, but
Yeah.
he gets up, finally gets annoyed, throws the scissors at him, and the scissors go like right into the kid's arm,
No.
but there's no blood. They're just in there. And that's why people were like, oh, this is fake or whatever, because you see him throw him, but whenever it would have hit him was like slightly off camera. And
Okay.
a lot of people also think it's fake because we hadn't reached that level of fake prank technology yet in 2007. Like in 2007, if you saw something go down online, it was probably really happening.
Yeah.
Like nobody
Yeah.
was faking World Star videos.
No, they were just.
That's a
they just
person
kept
who
showing
actually got knocked out. Like,
Yes.
and so
What-
that
I mean,
one,
I suppose if you throw it well enough too, that's holding in the blood, you know. If you have that in your
so
arm.
the way that it stuck him, and then that guy was also like too hurt to be like screaming or upset. He just went, dude. He just kept saying dude over and over, and then another guy is like, hey, so should we like call an ambulance or anything, or like.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw that one.
All right.
We'll see if we put that one in the bio. I don't want.
No. We probably should. I actually don't even
I don't
know
want
if you can find it. There seems to be. Tell me if you think that this is on the money or not. There seems to be a different internet now than there was when we were like getting into college. I feel like the internet now is like a place where nothing is ever really gone and everything is permanent, nothing is private, all that stuff. But I could swear to you that the internet from like 2002 till like 2000 maybe 7,
Yeah.
that period of internet was where a lot of stuff was getting shared. But even to this day, there's stuff I can't find anymore.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, because you can find some of those old videos I found, but they're like either there's copies of copies, like it's clearly like, you know, been copied several times and on just some other account. I think it's because some of those videos that we all knew were from sites that don't really exist anymore. Like, I mean, I know they still exist, but you know, like E-Bombs World and stuff like that. Remember those sites where they were always kind of pre-Facebook, like just kind of social media collections of just stuff. Pre-Reddit more is kind of what those sites were.
Yeah.
But then a lot of them shuttered and deleted all their stuff. So if it didn't like make it over to YouTube or something, those videos, like some of them did disappear.
Yeah.
Not all great art gets restored.
Honestly, the way in which the way in which we've lost games, especially, and certain
just like
videos
browser
to
games?
time. Like, do you remember
Yeah.
Shockwave?
That sounds familiar.
So Shockwave Player is I don't even know if they're affiliated, but like on old PCs that only ran Internet Explorer, the basically their version of, I guess, Adobe. Somebody can correct me in the comments or in an email if I'm wrong, but basically Shockwave was like one of the video players that you had to keep restoring.
I remember Shockwave.
Then Shockwave.com was this site where it was mostly games, like it was Shockwave Games, but then it also had like forums and stuff like that back when chat rooms were big and stuff. And Shockwave Games had some of the best games. Like when I tell you Shockwave Games and Cartoon Network's original site, like we're talking about even before Toonami.
The Cartoon Network site
had games. They had Dragon Ball Z games. They had Bug Juice. No, Disney. Sorry. Disney actually had a website that had a bunch of games on it. This is back when all the networks had their own website with like games based off of their shows. But
they were like fleshed out games too.
Fully fleshed out
thing.
Levels.
They were like they weren't just because now if you see a sponsored game or a crossover thing, it's usually just like an app game and it's the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, it's like a match 3 like whatever.
Match 3 or a Candy Crush ripoff or something like that. It's just something that's rushed. But like they used to make fully fleshed out games. I remember a Cartoon Network game that literally took a couple hours to beat, and it was like a puzzle solving where you like went to different islands and traded things to other characters, and it took a while to beat it. And I'm like, that was a full game.
Let's talk about a game that I never beat. Samurai Jack on Cartoon Network. They had you as a young Samurai Jack fight everyone he had to fight to become Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
And I was always getting caught up early because I'm not that great at video games. I was getting caught early on the African guy with the sticks.
I don't know Samurai Jack that well. So
okay.
I'll take your word for it.
It's a beautiful show. We should watch it sometime.
I like the guy who made it. Yeah, I've never watched it, but he did another show called Primal.
You've never watched it?
I've seen like parts of episodes. No, I've never watched Samurai Jack.
Okay, all right.
This is ready for our Samurai Jack watch podcast?
Yeah. I feel like
Samurai Josh.
Also for the listener, and this is completely serious because I think that this could be a cool thing. For the listener, please write in and let us know what you think or how you would feel about any sort of companion content. Like if we did do like a visual, audio companion to a bunch of images or like something like that, because that could be a good, fun new thing that we try.
I don't fully know what he means. So yeah, I guess let us
imagine. Okay, so for instance, right?
Yeah.
You could do the entire image collection of an artist's work or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then in the show notes, we're just this image is like, time stamped like this. We talk about this one first, this one second, whatever. And then I think that there could be something fun about, like, let's say we were to watch Rise of the Young Wolf.
Is that a Samurai Jack episode?
Ouch.
What is that?
That is the air hockey documentary that we watched together.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I mean, I think what you're describing is a reaction video.
Kind of like a reaction video, but yeah, in pieces.
I think that's what you're describing is just a more well edited kind of reaction video. But we could release just a commentary for it. The special the commentary. Go watch Rise of the Young Wolf, and here's our commentary track for it.
Oh no!
I like that. Oh, there's a fly.
Yeah.
This one's all over the place. Because first it was art, then Flash games. Then I think we just had a work meeting for a second there.
No, that's my bad. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know if it would translate into something worth asking people. But ending the whole thought on reaction video means probably not.
Let's do a reaction video right now. That was a little joke. That was a little joke I did. That one was scared. That one was scared is what that was.
Yeah.
What were we building to with Cartoon Network and Disney Channel websites? Was it
Oh,
just off of how the internet's changed?
yeah, how the internet's changed and how I can't find those games. Like now that I have the motor skills to beat games, I really wish I could go back and just do what my young, inexperienced hands could not.
Right.
I feel like I got good at video games when I was like 22. Like I finally started putting it all together.
Right.
Because I was decent at some games, but I just didn't have the concentration and the hand-eye coordination for certain games. And then sure enough, at like right around like 23, I'd be chilling with Jacob and we'd play something and I'd be like, oh, it's all clicking somehow now.
But that's deceiving though, because I feel like I've had it both ways with old games where you go back and then you can just beat it actually, and I'm kind of like, oh, this is the game I had so much trouble with. But then there are still some old games and I'm like, this is stupid hard.
Yeah.
It's still really hard.
That's how I feel about Tapper. When I watch you play Tapper.
Yeah. Wait, arcade games though were designed to be hard because they wanted to just keep putting coins in. So certain arcade games get to a point where you truly just can't win, but they just want you to keep feeding money. Mm-hmm. It's to make you feel good enough, but I'm pretty good at Tapper too. Just putting that out there. Just wanted to end on the important point, which is that I'm pretty good at Tapper. That's a fun one to play because it's got a different controller system. What are we doing now? This is our most tangent-y one, but I think it's because this is the most less pressed for time we've been in a while.
Yeah.
To fit an episode in.
Yeah, this is what happens when we actually have all day to chat.
Yeah. Anything else on art, or should I get the mailbag?
So yeah, you can pick the mailbag while I talk about art museums a little bit more because I've now been to enough.
Do it.
So okay, I've been to enough now that I have gathered lots of different experiences, and I remember, wow, there was this one woman named Leanne who I can't think of a better word than cornered. She truly and fundamentally cornered me in the abstract expression section of the museum, and was just telling me about her day.
Oh, see, but now this kind of sounds like a Josh Johnson dream come true, though.
You would think so, but not only was her day not good, like I'm all about getting to know people, in like an organic way or anything. I think it's a different energy when no one wants to hear what you're about to say, and so you corner a person and tell them, because I was like, oh, okay, like she was telling me about how she had to go to court and like all this stuff, and I was like, oh no, well, I hope that works out, and best of luck in your claim. I in my head I'm like, I got nothing for you. Like I don't fully understand, because she was also trying to explain.
Good luck with your claim.
Well, she was trying to explain to me what she was trying to sue for, and I get that. I also didn't get it. So I was like, oh yeah, I guess. But this isn't checking in with a person to get advice. It's also not a time where you're like, I need to air this out to a person for feedback. This is just like, oh man, all right, this guy's by himself. And and so then, which I really respect this about her, because this is where it becomes your nightmare. So I'm like, oh, well, I hope that everything goes well. And, I even think I said it was great talking to you. And I start to move. And she just follows me. Like, she just follows me and keeps talking. And I didn't think it was an option. Like, I didn't think
You thought surely she won't come with me.
Because usually when there's someone that's the security of the museum that's like, oh, don't touch the painting or whatever, they're usually confined to an area.
Right, yeah.
But she is leaving her post.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Or like that guy at the Barnes Foundation, remember, who was like running laps?
yeah.
I don't know. Some security guards are free range.
That guy so clearly wanted someone to be arrestable. Like he was just
Yeah, he was just walking in circles, getting his steps in.
yeah,
Man.
and some of it was
And
like
it's not a big place.
It's not a big place, and some of it was like we would see him in a different room going in the direction he was just in. Like, does he know where he's going? Like it seemed like he
Yeah.
was lost and he didn't want to admit it to anyone.
It seemed like it was going to be very easy for him to knock someone over into like all of the antique furniture that was there.
Yeah, imagine your whole head going through a Matisse because the security guard is like trying to find the bathroom and simply can't, but doesn't want to ask someone who doesn't work there where the bathroom
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. It's his first day. He's nervous, trying to walk off the nerves.
Yeah, but no.
So how long did this security guard at this other museum follow you?
I truly,
We're still dating.
I truly can't even imagine the amount of time that it was. It felt like for half the time I was there, and I was there for like 4 hours.
See, that's what you get.
Yeah.
See, that's why sometimes I'm kind of like, maybe I need to be more open to experiences like Josh. And then I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
it's nice that people don't really talk to me.
And some of it, I will say, some of it did seem unfair to her. There were a couple of instances where I was like, yeah, you should probably, like, now I am rooting for you in your suit, you know? But then also, like, her back, it was like, it was just, she was, yeah.
What about her back?
She was just talking about how her back always hurts, but then they
Oh.
give her the upstairs, and she's like, I really want the downstairs, so I don't have to go up the stairs for my back. But, you know, to be fair, I only have to go up the stairs twice in my shift. And I was just like, man, like she was complaining to me so much, it felt like family.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's if you're going to follow someone around at your job to talk to them, like bring something, man.
Yeah.
Make up some stuff. Make up how old those pillars are. Do something. Don't just be like a little bit of creak, a little bit of ache in my back there,
Yeah.
but I have to use it, you know,
Yeah.
walking and standing.
And she'd be like, oh, I like this one. That was the other thing that she did that cracked me up. She'd be like, I really like this one. I'm like, oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, as if I'm not seeing everything for the first time.
Right.
And then she was like, we're not supposed to comment on what we like and don't like unless you ask us. So ask me which one I don't like. I was like, what? And she was like, ask me which one I don't like. And I was like, you know, it's just us in here. Like this is like a slow day.
That's some great mom energy
I had like a
there.
club
That's
date
some-
on the Thursday. And so I'm just there during a Thursday. So there's almost no one in the entire museum. And she's
Yeah,
like, ask me which
that's
one. And I was
great.
like, are we on camera or something? She's like, just ask me which one I don't like. And I was like, fine, which one do you not like? And she was like, that one. And she pointed to the one behind me. And she was like, it looks like, she leaned in to say, it looks like poo.
Got him. You got him, Doris.
Yeah. Get
him. Ask me which one I don't like. I like that. Well, should we wrap up this very culture-filled episode with our mailbag?
I mean, not only should we wrap it up, we should probably cut 15 minutes of it.
We'll see. For the video portion, my camera is no longer recording for some reason. I guess the card's full, even though it was empty. I don't know. So just for the remainder of the video, my half will just have that Jesus painting. I'll just go ahead. So you'll see Josh and then that terribly restored. It'll be great. It'll just be you looking at it too, be like, uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
Let's open up the mailbag. We may only have time for this one because I have a feeling we might be able to dig into it a little bit. But this is from, they've signed it anonymous, so I will leave it anonymous. But the title is VeggieTales Sex Talk. So just absorb that title for a second. What's up, J-Lo? I want to start off and say I appreciate the elements both of you bring to the show. You guys remind me of my younger sister and I. I should have been kidnapped by now, and my sister is the Logan that humbles me. Okay, there we go. I think it's a good definition of our roles. We all grow up with preconceived connotations. As someone who mainly grew up in Minnesota, I was always taught to shudder and dramatically act disgusted when someone says Iowa. Then I went to college in Nebraska, which culturally we do the same thing, but also comment on how bad their corn is. It makes me laugh when Logan rips on his state too, because it makes me think, who actually likes Iowa? Real quick, I know I'm from Iowa. It's my home. And yeah, I rip it a little bit, but, Minnesota and Nebraska can go eat a fat one. Nebraska is the more boring Iowa, and that's saying something. Anyway, I'm just getting into some Midwest rivalries. Hey, they brought it up. Okay. I have 2 young kids, and as someone who likes to stress about things very far in the future, I was hoping you guys could help me prepare for the question. I married into a very religious family. My oldest was born a year and a half before our wedding and conceived within 7 months of our relationship. I feel like that's an unnecessary information for this question. But what is the most watered-down, VeggieTale-friendly answer you can think of? So I believe this is the sex talk. This one, it wants it to be so clean they didn't even really say sex. Just the talk.
It would actually be so.
Or is it the talk about being born out of wedlock? Is that the talk?
I can't fully tell, but it's very fitting that you're now that poorly drawn Jesus, as you asked me to hold it.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was going to thematically line up so well. Okay, so is that, you think that's the talk?
Maybe,
about
yeah.
Was being born before, because she's 7 months into our relationship?
Yeah. I guess so. If you don't know, I don't know.
That's the information I have. When I first read it, I thought it was just like the sex talk. But now I'm wondering, is it about that? Let me just read this again. I have 2 young kids, and as someone who likes to stress about things very far in the future, I was hoping you guys could help me prepare for the question. I married into a very religious family. My oldest was born a year and a half before our wedding and conceived within 7 months of our relationship. What is the most watered-down, VeggieTale-friendly answer you can think of? So the question is not posed. The question is implied, but then the follow-up information makes me think it's a different question.
Okay, so I'm just going to answer it as if it's the talk. So
the sex talk?
Yeah. So
okay.
When a cucumber
7 months after a mommy and daddy meet.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, 2 years.
Yeah, when a cucumber and a tomato are very much in love, they decide to make a salad. And what's a salad without some seeds?
Oh.
I don't know. So then what's a salad without some seeds? So then
remember, you're saying this to a painting of Jesus.
So then you have to plant the seed to get the fruits and vegetables to grow so that you can have new veggies for your salad. I feel like that's pretty good because even VeggieTales doesn't cover it. Like I'm wading into waters that have been uncharted by even VeggieTales.
That's true, and here's why I think the VeggieTales angle is what causes a problem here, because what has happened to those veggies to make a salad is that they were all brutally murdered. You got to chop them up. So that's sending a mixed signal already.
Yeah.
Now we've just created a confusing bedtime story to scare children.
You know what? Yeah, that's my bad.
No. I think that was a good. No, actually, honestly, I've never heard the salad metaphor, and I think it actually kind of works. Seed's got a double connotation that I I don't love, but sometimes you just want some seed. No, I like that. That's better than, honestly, that's better than most sex talks, I think, what you just did. Because there was no bim bims and woo woos and whatever else that people try to use to replace body parts. I think you actually did. I thought we were going to need to really work this out. I think you nailed it in one.
That's very kind.
What was that? Was that a fly?
No, it was a mosquito in here.
Oh, okay. Oh, your body language got so weird there.
So, we'll go ahead and
Yeah.
thanks so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, Josh Johnson on Twitter, Josh J Comedy on Facebook, and Josh Johnson Comedy on TikTok and YouTube, where we post clips of the show. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into the mailbag to ask us perplexing questions, vegetable-themed questions, you can email us, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. And if you want some of our bonus art, I'll call it, go on over to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show, where we have bonus podcasts and some video stuff and access to live shows and old live show replays. And speaking of live shows, Josh and I will be performing together next week in Phoenix, Arizona, September 15th and 16th. So if you look down in the episode bio, you'll see tickets there, or a ticket link there, along with the links to whatever confusing visual aids we are also putting with this episode. This is new territory for us. This is untreaded water for us.
yeah, and we hope you like it.
I like it. Or uncharted water. Untreaded. You don't tread water. Well, I guess, can you?
Yeah, but you shouldn't be.
Yes, but it's frowned upon.
Yeah. Charter the water.
Charter it. It's probably smarter to charter it.
Fargo, North Dakota. Make some noise for Josh Johnson!
I've had doctors that really just felt like they were piecing it together as we went. You know what I mean? Like, truly. Like, one time, I don't even know what it was. I had something on my leg that was, like, concerning me, right? And so I went to the doctor, and I'm telling him about it. I'm sitting in his office, going over it, going, like, when it happened, everything, how worried I am, because I've never seen anything like this before, and how I've just been, like, feeling, like, tired all the time, so I'm wondering if it has something to do with this. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, do you want to take a look at it? He's like, yeah, we'll get to it. And then he stands up, grabs, like, all the stuff, stethoscope, stuff that he, I guess he gonna listen to it. I don't know what the plan is. But then he's like, go ahead and stand up, and you can drop your you can drop your pants. And I'm like, why you seem nervous? Like, it was just, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're buds. Like, I have to do this now. And we've talked about it thoroughly. Like, you know where the thing is, like upper thigh, right? And so then I like open my belt buckle, I unzip, I start dropping my pants, and maybe I did too fast for him because he was like, oh, pause. I was like, pause? Not a doctor. Say, pause. Oh, because it's tough and it's scary because we only know a medieval amount about how to keep ourselves alive. We think we're smarter because we have more access to information, but even with that access, some people don't want the information. There are people that are straight up, like I used to think from the bottom of my heart, oh, if people just knew, if you knew better, you'd do better. I used to like live by that mantra. And now I'm realizing, no, some people don't want to know. Some people would like to do exactly what they do now. Because to me, I go to a doctor because I'm like, you're a professional. The hope is that you know what's going to be going on, so I don't need to learn about what's going on while it's happening to me, because that's how you die slowly. You know what I mean? I don't want to be sitting on my deathbed like, I figured it out. And so you go to a doctor, because doctors supposed to know. But now there are people who will admit that they don't know, but they'll also be like, nah, he doesn't know either. And it's like, look, I'm not saying doctors know everything, but we, as the general public, we have like a certain amount of knowledge that helps keep us alive. And the rest is other people that we've never met being like, don't eat the lettuce this week. There's E. coli everywhere. And without them, I wouldn't know that. I'd be hitting the lettuce hard. I'd be like, look at how healthy I am. I'm mid-salad right now. Oh, you do your best. Everyone is doing their best. Don't think that I think people aren't doing their absolute best. Even when they don't do what I agree with, even when they don't do things that I think are like common sense, people are doing their best, you know? It's just sometimes someone's best shouldn't be here. Do you know what I mean? You can have all the good intentions in the world, but if your best is like subpar, it should probably get you out of there. Let you be a cheerleader. Because I've been through all manner of like medical things. Luckily, nothing so serious that it was like fundamentally life-threatening for long. I'm very thankful that I don't deal with like chronic pain or conditions that I know people in my life do that make them have to adjust plans, cancel plans, make them have to adjust their life, make them have to be thinking about this thing all the time. I luckily don't have to think about my body all the time, you know? But I know a lot of people that do. I know a lot of people that depend on those experts for things that if we were going off of my knowledge, most of this room would be dead. No? I don't claim to be an expert, but I feel like there's this weird place we've gotten to where it used to be knowing something was like a big deal. Oh, ask them, they know, right? And now questioning something is as big of a deal as knowing something. And I'm not saying questions are bad. I just think that at a certain point, we need to distinguish the people who only ever ask questions from the people who actually know things. Do you know what I mean? You should ask questions. I don't want anyone to blindly follow anyone. I'm just saying that when people say do your own research, some of them haven't researched. Research is boring. If you weren't bored during your research, if you just strung a marathon of documentaries on YouTube together, I bet you that wasn't research though. I'm not even saying everything you learned was wrong. I'm just saying, like, research usually takes time, takes years of your life, takes dedicated study and attention. Real research, knowing something, you have to give something to know something. It takes nothing to just pick things apart until you confuse everyone. Do you know what I mean? And so I said all that because I've made mistakes in my life. I didn't know the difference between the emergency room and urgent care. I wish that they give one of them a less immediate name. I didn't know they weren't interchangeable, all right? It's the emergency room and then it's urgent care. Well, I urgently need help for my emergency, so what should I do? Where does that leave us now? I'm at a fork in the road and whichever I pick sounds like they'll help me quickly. Turns out emergency rooms are for like life-threatening, immediate care. Urgent care is for when you got like a headache. Urgent care, look, and this is not to disparage anyone that works in any place. It's just that urgent care stories, I know people who work in urgent care, and I know people who work in emergency rooms, and the emergency room stories, I should have known to go to the emergency room if it was more serious, because the emergency stories are so much more horrific in nature than the urgent care stories. Like, the urgent care stories are like, yeah, this dude came in and he was filling out his paperwork, but his nose is bleeding the whole time. Kind of got all over the paper. And then he handed it back to me and I was like, ugh. Emergency room stories are like, there was a dude today that, and also anyone who's ever worked in an emergency room and then told me an emergency room story has a 1,000-yard stare. They're not talking to me. They might be talking to God. They might be asking God, why would you let me see something like that? I got into this business to help people. I really want to help and heal, and you show me the devil. I don't want to see that ever again. Because what they will tell me with that wide stare is like, yeah, this guy came in today and his leg was... And it's like, I don't know what that is. That blinking? Sometimes they will just blink in silence. I'm like, is it in the room right now? This guy came in today and his leg was in his chest. You sure this wasn't a dream? No. Like, I went to urgent care one time and genuinely was sicker than when I walked in. When I left, I walked to the urgent care and I had an appointment, and which is odd because I thought you were supposed to just run up in there, but get to urgent care. I had my appointment, and the person at the front, look, God bless them, truly. I know they were just doing their best, but they could not stop sneezing and coughing openly. And so I was like, oh, like I'm backing away from the... I'm like, yeah, so do you want me to just go right over there? Do you want me to just walk around you and go back there? He's like, oh, the doctor's not ready yet. I was like, you can go first, dog. Like, if you, I mean, you're already here and you here all day and like, I don't know, you're probably killing everybody. So if you want to go, that's supposed to be the benefit of working here, right? That you are already here in case you need to be here. And he was like, oh, don't worry. It's don't worry, it's not COVID. And I was like, that wasn't my concern at all. I wasn't wondering if it was COVID. I was wondering why it was happening right now to you. Like, I want you to be well. That would be better for everybody in here because we all came sick. And if we all mix our sick together right now, I'm pretty sure we'll get a new thing. And I don't want that to happen. No, and then my man sent me back so the doctor could cough in my mouth. Everybody had it, whatever it was, everybody had it. But now, when you go to the emergency room, let's say that's closer than urgent care, and you're like, hey, you know what, I'll just go right now. And then you get in there, and even if you have a terrible migraine, when you look around an emergency room, it does make you self-conscious about your sickness. The same way where you like go to the gym for the first time in 8 years and you looking around at all the people who are like already swole. When you get to an emergency room and you're not that sick and then you just see people holding bullet wounds closed, you're like, you can go before me if you want. Like, and so it's all important stuff. It's hard for us to stay healthy because it's already hard for us to live. You have to do everything that it takes to like have a life, keep people alive if you've made people, and be healthy. And I don't know, maybe it's just the way that we work as a country, but we're so back and forth and 100% all the time. All gas, no brakes, all the time, always behind, fighting, trying to get back in black, fighting that red line, fighting that poverty line to the point where there are people who genuinely believe they don't have time. Oh, you could do this. This is the healthier thing to do. Oh, make some time for this. I don't have time, right? By the time I get home, I'm exhausted. I just want to sleep. Can I at least have sleep? And so it's tough, even when it comes to eating, even when it comes to like what we know to eat to be healthy. It changes. And sometimes it changes because we find out something. And then sometimes it changes because a company is like, actually, there's a lot of money in kale. You remember kale? You remember that thing that we used to put at the bottom of every salad bar? It used to be the floor of the salad bar. You would go to a Pizza Hut and there would be kale wrapped around the pizza. Not on the pizza, under the pizza. You just use kale as like foliage. And then one day somebody was like, hey, we growing all this kale. You ever taste some? You ever bite down to that kale? It's probably good for you. And then takes off, becomes a whole craze. I'm always blown away with food crazes of food that we've been eating. We've all been alive for a while now, but every year there will be some superfood that's a food we were already aware of. Remember when avocados had their day? Remember when avocado was like, no, your skin. And there's vitamins that it's so good for you. Your skin. Do you want more skin? Your skin. It's so good for you. See, you have extra skin under your skin. You'll be so healthy. You remember coconut oil. There was a year where coconut oil could do no wrong. They were like, no, put it on your skin. Lather yourself up at night. You'll just be so moisturized. Put it in your hair. It'll get all the dirty stuff out of your hair. It'll clear out your pores in the hair and everything. Get the hair follicle all nice and juicy and stuff. Eat it. Cook with it. It's so good. It'll be good it'll fix your skin from the inside. It'll be delicious and it'll fill it. Ooh, it'll be like all of your organs have new skin. And then somebody else came out with a study that was like, oh, actually don't do any of that. Like, it's It's actually gonna fully clog your pores. It's gonna clog the pores of your hair, and if you eat it, it's gonna be like a little too loose in your heart while your heart's trying to pump blood. I don't know what they said, but it just they turned on it in a day. And you would think that all this stuff is happening because we're finding out all these things, but what's really happening is all of these narratives are competing at the same time. There are people who have a vested interest in you eating as much meat as possible, and then there are people who have a vested interest in you eating no meat at all. And I don't even mean on a political front. I'm not even talking about environmentalists versus vegans versus people who have money in Big Cow. I'm talking about genuinely there are people who believe, for whatever reasons they've come to, that they've concluded that they believe this thing is good for you, this thing is bad for you, and then they put it out into the world. And because we have the internet, you could look up anything, and anything is as good for you as it is bad for you. And that is scary when you know at a medieval amount to keep yourself alive. I'm not claiming to be smarter than anybody, and I try to listen to experts, and I try to do my quote-unquote own research. It's a lot of reading. It's pretty boring. That's why I feel like I'm doing the right thing. But it's still tough to know. I'm not coming down on people for not knowing. I think it's mostly that if someone went to all the trouble to know, maybe that should mean something. I say this because RFK Jr. is the head of Health and Human Services. And if you're not familiar with RFK Jr., he has a very specific sound, very specific way of speaking and thinking, and he's on a real health kick as a whole personality, all right? And it's unfortunate that so much of that is what feels like riddled with internet. I've never seen someone so interested in health and the science of health without just getting into the science of health. Do you know what I mean? It would be like me knowing every stat that there is to know about basketball. But then when someone rolled me a ball or even tossed me a ball, maybe I'm playing my first pickup game of basketball with all of this knowledge I supposedly have of the game. I know plays, I know players, I know stats, I know strategies, and then someone actually passes me the ball and I go, there are things that RFK Jr. has said and done. They don't just worry me. You know what I mean? They don't just worry me. They actively go against, it's one thing if you have one theory. I let everybody be subversive about one thing to me, because I'm all right, you might be right about this thing, who knows, let's investigate, right? When you have 90, nah dog, this is bad. I don't even like repeating some of the things that he said, because it makes it, if I repeat it, I sound like I think it, because it takes me so long to explain what he thought that I sound like I think it too, and I would rather not. During his confirmation hearing, he said a lot of things that didn't quite fall in line with what he had been saying before he was trying to get confirmed, you know. So he said a lot of the right things to go ahead and get confirmed. And look, he was probably going to get confirmed no matter what. You know, there was a majority that was going to push him through, most likely, no matter what he said. And then he gets in, and this is the most troubling thing to me about like RFK Jr. is that there are moments where he'll say something that is like not only like not crazy, it's like the thing that everyone was hoping somebody would say. And then he'll quickly follow it up with a thing that no one has ever said. And you're like, oh, you had us for like a half second. You know, like, because RFK Jr. has talked about like trying to remove all the dyes out of the foods, like out of the candies and out of the like crackers, all the stuff like that, out of the chips. It's like, that's actually a good thing. That would be good. Everyone else already removed it. Like, these companies may be international, but when you go to Europe, it's a different chip. That's not, they don't, and that's specifically because Europe was like, we don't do that to our people. So you should, if you want to be here, you can change it, but you have to change it. It can't just be whatever you want it to be, right? And so when RFK Jr. says, like, I'm trying to get all these additives out of the food, all these dyes, all these things, it's like, oh, wow, that's great. I like that. And then he's like, and we need a registry for autism. And you're like, oh! In what world? What are you doing? It's so deeply frustrating. You know? Because it's like, that the whole thing... The whole thing that is that is frustrating about it is that it is someone who, even in the face of experts, would rather not challenge those experts and prove them wrong to their face, just more talk to people who honestly and earnestly are trying to find out and don't know and lead them. You don't see him engaging in like real debate with a doctor who's made the thing their life, who's done the true research, and who's done it over time. I'm not saying science and doctors can never be wrong. I'm saying those are the people you should be having these spats with, instead of going on podcasts and convincing people who also didn't do the thing. They didn't make that their life's work, and then leading them down a path where we're not really sure how bad it could get. And this is in the midst of Doge and other things cutting jobs for like the National Health Institutes, you know, cutting jobs at the FDA, cutting jobs in all these places where we need these things. In fact, there have been rollbacks on things that help us prevent things in the future, on research for the future of what might be going on somewhere else, is what scientists are thinking about all the time, when this thing might happen. Right? And if you roll back on that, you won't see the effect right away. You may not even see it for a long time. But then when we are behind, because we used to be the leader, and we're quickly losing our first place position in being who the world looks to figure out new illnesses, to figure out, even with old ones, we can still figure out vaccines. We can still figure out all of these different aspects of how to keep people healthy and alive. And when you roll them back in ways that seem like they don't matter, or at least you don't want to give attention to, the effects we won't know the widespread effect of it. You know, and I'm worried because RFK Jr. got in under this whole like make America healthy again attitude. Is sort of a mantra, right? And I understand that he's like a 70-year-old guy that bench presses. But I would like to, if I can, be healthier than RFK Jr. because he doesn't seem healthy. I haven't seen his blood work. I'm not saying I don't know, but he doesn't seem healthy because he does a lot of stuff that doesn't seem to lead to health. long before he was ever confirmed for the head of Health and Human Services, there was a picture of RFK Jr., one of many, but there was a particular picture of RFK Jr. walking out of an airplane bathroom, barefoot. And when I saw it, I rebuked the picture. I was like, that will not be in my life. No, thank you. I'm not a doctor. I'm not even a scientist. But please wear some form of footwear into the airplane bathroom. You had shoes when you got on the plane. What happened? What happened between the seat and the bathroom that you were like, I gotta get these off? I'm too restrained. This man went swimming in a DC creek that's been known for like, I'm pretty sure decades, that place is nasty. It's so okay. It's so nasty that the place is nasty. It's so nasty that they have a sign saying, we nasty. Don't swim here, it's nasty. And sure, it's like this flowing creek and everything, but it's been known for a long time that sewage leaks into that creek. And he hopped in with the same feet that he walked out of that airplane bathroom with. Hopped in feet first, probably didn't even dip his toe in, was like, yeah. Swimming in the creek with his grandchildren, I'm pretty sure. And his dog. You're the head of Health and Human Services. Do us the service of being a healthy human. Like this is so crazy that we're watching you. It would be like watching the Secretary of Defense play Russian roulette. It's like, so you're not gonna be here long then. Why would you do that? Don't do that. We want you to be alive. It's so frustrating. Man has a congressional hearing where they're asking him about his belief. They're asking him about things that he said since he's been confirmed and stuff. And this man basically says, don't take medical advice from me. There's a part of me that almost respects that. There's a part of me that almost respects that. Let me tell you why. Because I have been, an hourly worker several times in my life. I've had lots of odd jobs that pay by the hour. I've had lots of I won't call them corporate, but just established corporation jobs that pay, by the hour. And the problem with hourly work, whether you're talking about me or anyone I've ever interacted with, especially from a customer service perspective, the problem with hourly work is I'm not sure if we're meeting at the hour you care about this job. I may have caught you at a bad time at work. There's 4 types of hourly workers. There are the hourly workers who are they start off great, especially when we're talking customer service. You start off great. I was here. You start off great. You clock in, you got a good attitude, you're ready to go. Nothing's happened yet. And then, a few hours into dealing with the public, you have been beat down to a place of which you're not sure you can recover. And you're thinking about how this is Monday. So, my life, Then there's an hourly worker that really starts to perk up the last 2 hours of shift. They're almost home. They're almost out of here. They're smiling at you because they almost don't have to see you. We're almost through with each other. I'm so close. Let's bring it home strong. Then there's the hourly worker that genuinely loves their job. Then there's the hourly worker who hates their job so much that from clock in to clock out, they are here to make sure that you hate their job too. Right? And at different points in my life, I've been a couple of these different workers. You know, sometimes I had a job where I could clock in and then I was good attitude, good everything. And then people just, whether they're impatient or they're rude or they're nasty, they just beat you down and you try to not let the last interaction affect the next interaction. But after a while, you just get to the point where you just got that face, that almost like a 1,000-yard stare. And you're trying to do your job, but you just want to be like, and his leg was in his chest. Like And I've also been that person that's had that job that I'm like, oh, I can't wait to quit this job. I can't wait to get out of here. And you know what? The closest thing to quitting this job is clocking out of this job. I love clocking out so much. Sometimes I do it twice. I love clocking out. It's my favorite thing. Sometimes I actually worked a couple different jobs where back in the day you actually had the timesheet that did the and then, shot the paper back up. And that was extra fun. I would watch it. I'd watch it in slow motion in my mind. I'd be like, yep, zip, zip, and zip, zip. And look at you marked and ready to go. I'm out of here. I'm leaving forever, just tonight, but forever. And then, admittedly, I did have jobs that I really loved. I really enjoyed clocking in and having a great time with my coworkers, and I enjoyed the job that I was doing. And even if it was like something to do with the public, you have your jerks once in a while, but for the most part, it was phenomenal. And I got great experiences out of it, and I'd clock out, I'd go home, I'd start again the next day. And then I had jobs where I was like, oh, okay. I don't want anybody to hate their life, but they're gonna know I hate mine. And there's something in the spirit of an hourly worker that's in the middle of doing their job that's like, oh, don't do what I do. That is what I heard at that hearing. Guys, don't follow my advice. I don't know. I be saying stuff. No. No, it's tough because it's hard to know that everyone has different levels of access and different levels of knowledge on how to keep ourselves healthy. And when you have things getting rolled back, like EPA regulations, FDA regulations, when you have people looking out less and less for the quality of drinking water, when you have people looking out less and less for what the next potential virus might be, you get yourself into some real trouble. And then they kick it back to us. They kick it back to us every time. They roll that thing back. They fire those people who, I'm not going to say every single person loved their job, but they roll things back to the point where now more people have more burden on them and less support to try to get us to where we need to be, at least on a basic level of health. And they're like, but it's up to you. Dr. Oz came on and he was like, the best way to be healthy is to be healthy. And I was like, oh, do you have financial advice too? Because that's incredibly solid right there. The best way to not need these services is to not need these services. And it's like, okay, but you gotta remember, you're dealing with people who have varying levels of knowledge around what is and isn't healthy. My hometown has a bit of a meth problem. And a real conversation that I overheard at a bus stop was, no, they getting on to me because I'm smoking meth. but it's not like it's crystal meth. And not only me as a bystander, but the person they were talking to seemed to also be on meth. Said, "What do you mean it's not crystal meth?" And he goes, "It's regular meth." And so then the other person on meth was like, "No, it's all meth. Crystal's not the deluxe." It's not like Crystal Pepsi, you know what I mean? It's all generally meth. There's not a diet meth. Meth is the diet meth. I haven't eaten in some time. Because we are a huge country. And it's when you travel, you realize how big this country really is. And it's a lot of people to try to keep healthy, try to make healthy, you know? And so you want people of the absolute highest caliber, knowledge and character to be in positions that affect your health. And I just don't think RFK Jr. is that, you know? And there's all these things. There's plenty of things that you can watch and plenty of breakdowns people have done on his ideas and his theories about health and everything, and the things that he says that fall into the lane of conspiracy and the things that he says that fall into the lane of like homeopathic cures and stuff. And I'm just saying there's a certain way that you talk about people that lets me know what you think about people, how you feel about people, right? And while maybe from his perspective seeming compassionate or seeming understanding, the way I've heard him talk about people, especially people with autism, but people with any sort of different ability or way of life, and talk about it in terms that just seem so like stark and dismissive of the individual themselves in these broad brushstrokes, and then try to later come back and be like, oh, I was only talking about a quarter of, you know. As if that's better. You know? It makes me feel like this is not the individual that should be in that position. And that's not just because he swims in sewage. It's because like actual sewage is spilling out of his mouth every time he talks. You know? But yeah, maybe he can get the food additives out. I don't know. Like this. You know? That's just, I don't know. That's what's so frustrating to me about RFK Jr. It's like half of what people applaud him for even saying we should do or that he's trying to do is just a bunch of stuff Michelle Obama was trying to do. Like, remember when Michelle Obama was like, how about a carrot? Do you remember that? Remember when Michelle Obama was like, just try an apple. And people were like, why do you hate America? No, it's super frustrating. You know, I get frustrated all the time. I can't imagine if you are, a parent of a child with autism and you're listening to RFK Jr. talk, or if you're someone who's an actual health specialist and you're listening to RFK Jr. talk, or if you are the person who, in my opinion, deserves to be the angriest, Michelle Obama, listening to RFK Jr. talk. You know, she probably is pointing at the TV doing the DiCaprio meme. Like, that's what I just want you to try an apple. You know, that's my thing. That's really where we screwed up. You know, we do all this stuff when it comes to healthcare to make it inaccessible, right? So there's all these things that you have these premiums, you have these deductibles, you have all these different things that we understand are to keep us away from the healthcare. But then when it comes to the vaccines, when it comes to the treatments, I think we're too eager to give it to people. We should actually hold it back and make it seem like, I don't know. I don't know, it's all the way over here. Do you really want to come over here and get it? I don't know. Because I had a conversation with a friend that enlightened me a little bit in kind of that route of thinking. He was a new parent, and he was like, look, I'm not a doctor. I recognize that I don't know the science or anything, but I'm seeing all this stuff on social and on TV about giving my kids vaccines, but I'm also talking to my doctor who's telling me to give my kids vaccines, and he's like, I don't know what to do, and I'm really scared about what I should do, right? And I was like, okay, I hear what you're saying. And then he said, I just feel horrible if I gave my kids something and it made them sick or sicker. And I was like, okay, I understand what you're saying. And then I asked him, I was like, let's just go back in time for a second and just pretend that the vaccine that the doctor's trying to give you just doesn't even exist. And your kid was sick. Would you want it then? Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that as some sort of got you. I'm saying that when we're sick, we go to the hospital. When you're sick or someone you love is sick, you want a doctor immediately. All this just asking questions, going back and forth, trying to dunk on doctors, trying to dunk on experts, it's always done from a place of actually being okay right now. When you're actually in a hospital bed, you're like, do whatever. I'm coughing up blood. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to say that I don't have empathy for people who have questions or people who are unsure, people who are scared. That's where I think a lot of humanity gets lost in the conversation. When some people are just like, I don't know what to do. I'm genuinely afraid of what I should do next because there's all this stuff out here. Just like with the food, just like with the treatments. For everything, there's a thing for it and against it. And it depends on when it comes up in your feed. It depends on how you search. It depends on how you type it into ChatGPT. And so it's hard to really know. Right? And so I try to not just have patience, but have empathy for people who are genuinely unsure. But you saw it. You saw it in COVID. People were yelling to the rooftops, I'm not wearing a mask, I'm not doing this. Look, live your life. But then at the third cough, they did go to the people who told them to do all that stuff. And I'm just saying, I don't know, if you trust them now, if you trust them when it's bad, why not trust them a little early? You know what I mean? And I just want to make it clear, my big gripe with RFK Jr. is that he doesn't have these debates and he doesn't have these knockdown, drag-out fights and arguments about the science and about where he's coming from and how he has his logic and how he came to these conclusions with experts who are well-versed in the science and in the medicine. It's always done in a podcasty type of way. And now that people's real lives are at stake, I just think that's unacceptable. I don't know how we're so willing to give this much. I know we're not, but just I don't know. When you look back and you compare it as a country, Michelle Obama was like, just eat the apple. Like, it'll help.
Mira, 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 mira.